Jesse. We got special work to do here, you and me. You've got the body. I've got the brain.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope everyone out there had a great Friday the 13th yesterday. Watched a lot of classic Jason Voorhees flicks. I had a great time watching some movies myself, so happy birthday, Jason Voorhees. let's kick it off right here with the Blair Witch Project. This was actually, I believe it was one of the first reunions of the three actors from the Blair Witch. Wasn't really a great movie, but it was great for the time, I guess. But here she is in her famous picture, I guess you could say, from the movie. Everybody knows this one. Heather Donahue. She writes, "Choose awesome." And the Q&A was really cool. It was a lot better than I expected, actually. I had a lot of things to talk about during the making of the movie, and how the directors pretty much set it up to be more or less they're on their own and try not to intervene to make them as uncomfortable as possible. It was a pretty good Q&A. Okay, here also from the Blair Witch we have Michael C. Williams, and he has a pretty cool signature there. And he writes here to Will, one of his lines, "I kicked that fucking map." That was pretty funny. But he was pretty much always the pissed off guy, it seemed to be, during the movie. But I'll tell you, it was all acting because he was the nicest guy ever. He's actually, when I sat down in the Q&A session, they were saying what they do now. He's actually a middle school counselor. So that was, I didn't expect that. I expected something in the movie business, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Everybody in the room pretty much got up and clapped. I think he was the only one that got that applause, so yeah, good for him. Alright, next up here from the Blair Witch reunion, we have Josh Leonard. One of the first guys to disappear in the movie, went off wandering in the woods himself. I actually told him when I first met him, "You should have stayed out of those woods, man." he was just laughing, so yeah, he should have told Mike Williams to go in there first and check out what were the sounds where they were hearing it. But pretty funny guy. He says, "Will, stay out of the woods." Josh Leonard. What he's doing today, I think he's still in the movie business. Was directing a movie of some sort. I can't remember what. I don't know if he even mentioned the film in the Q&A session, but right after the convention, he was supposed to fly out to location to start shooting some kind of film. So he apparently still in the movie business. Now right here we have Miles Chapin. He played the part of Rudy. Here he is right there. I don't know why he signed right there. Kind of makes it look like it was him, but it was in fact him. And I really enjoyed meeting this guy. The first time I ever saw him acting, I'd have to say, would be in the movie Howard the Duck. I remember that was something I always watched over and over again when I was a kid. And it didn't dawn on me that that was actually him until I saw it on the Monster Mania website, that was one of the movies. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be darned, that is him. And he also starred in the movie Funhouse. And it was funny because he was, well, I probably watched the movie Funhouse probably a week or two before the Monster Mania convention was to take place. And I was really shocked when I looked on the website one day and there was his picture on there as one of the guests. He's kind of like a last minute adder to the list of actors, and I was really surprised. So I was asking him about these guys, and he says that he still talks with all of these guys. They're all still pretty good friends. So yeah, he had an axe behind him, because any of you that have watched the Funhouse movie, he gets an axe to the head in the Funhouse, and he had this big old axe behind him, and I told him, I'm like, oh man, you gotta put that axe on my head when we take a picture, man. So he did that for me. It was a pleasure meeting this guy. Alright, next up here we have Jeff DeHart from The Burning. Only guy I've ever gotten to meet from The Burning. Unfortunately, I did not get to meet Cropsy, Lou David, because as you've probably seen on other videos or heard, that he was there, but he hurt himself. I forget what the story was. He fell or something, hurt his leg, broke his leg, something like that. But Tim, 410 Goodfella, and 13 the Bear, Mark, were lucky enough to meet the guy, and they probably were one of the few that were able to actually get Lou David's autograph. Who played Cropsy, so bummer. I was really hoping to get both of these guys, but I'll settle for Jeff DeHart here. He was pretty cool to meet. You're right. Best of luck. Look how he signs his name. I thought that was really cool. Jeff DeHart. First, I thought that was just another one of those, I don't know, love. You know, like I remember you saw Andrews Hove. He wrote "Love Andrews Hove." I thought that was another one of those situations till I realized his last name's DeHart. So that was pretty cool. He was really excited to meet people. He was actually only charging $10 for his autograph, but he was only in the movie for probably, I don't know, maybe 20 seconds or so, but just a few scenes, nothing too crazy, but yeah, but that was a great movie, and he got to star in it, so that was cool. He's actually a comedian, I think now, or he was even then. So unfortunately, I did not get to have a picture with him at the time. My girlfriend wasn't there with me when I went back to get his autograph. So, but he was telling me some great stories. He talked about his supernatural experiences. He said if you go to Google and type in Jeff DeHart Superman, that you'll see he has like a whole page written on his experience. Him and his wife, they met the original Superman in some kind of as an apparition of some sort, because I think his name's George Reeves. As you know, I think he either died or committed suicide, one of the two, but he was telling me the whole story about how he heard the Superman music, and all of a sudden there was George Reeves in a Superman outfit, and his wife heard it too, and he was really convinced that he saw it. So take a look at that page, read about it. Say either it was all in his head or he really experienced it, but he was convinced. he was really nice though. Alright, next up here, who wouldn't recognize this picture? Anyone that sees Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures knows what this is. Keanu Reeves was not there, but Alex Winter was. He was awesome. Never thought I'd get to meet that guy, I must say. Surprised me in the mixed bag of actors we got to see here. Yeah, he wrote there, "Will be excellent." When I went up to his table, I'm just like, wow, man, like, wow, actual Bill from Bill and Ted's. Like, this is crazy. I asked him, like, well, first of all, when I first went up to the table, before I even saw him, I was like, "Wild Stallions rule!" And he was just, yeah, I think he pretty much expected that, because, I mean, I was all in this movie. This is a great movie. And I asked him, like, "You still talk to Keanu Reeves at all?" And he says, "Oh, yeah." So he still talks to him, so pretty cool, man. Next up here, William Sadler from The Mist. There he is right there. To Will. Cool to meet you, William Sadler. Yeah, that was pretty cool. He was really really happy to meet people. I was trying to think of something from The Mist, a line that he could put there, and wouldn't you know, for the life of me, I mean, I was just so amazed meeting him that I was just like, man, I can't think of one line from the movie. I would have loved to have something in there, and he was actually trying to think too, and he's like, I really can't think of anything that he's like, nothing's coming to mind that I said, and he's like, how about if I just write, cool to meet you? I said, sure, that'd be perfect. So, and he also, since the one before this, we saw Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. If you know the second movie, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, he played Death in that, and there's pictures of him as Death on the table, but I liked him a lot better in this role. You know, now that I think about it, what I should have had him say there was expiation. That's all he said. That's his like big word he learned. Today's word is expiation. Okay, next up here we have Kim Darby. And she wrote here, to Will, my best. Kim Darby, and she signed it as the person she played in this episode, Miri. And if you don't recognize her, she was the mom, actually, in Halloween Part 6. Probably one of the worst Halloweens, in my opinion. But it was cool to see that she played the mother in that. You would never guessed it was her, because I didn't really like her for the role in Halloween, but I liked her in the role of Miri in this that she played in the episode in the original Star Trek episode called Miri, pretty much about a bunch of kids that are ruling the world because all the adults died. They call them grown-ups, but they call them grups. And apparently they all get old over time, and they all develop sores on their faces and everything. It was a good episode. She got to act with William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, DeForest Kelley, all the big stars of the original Star Trek. And it was really cool meeting her, because this is how I always saw her, and I always thought she still looked like this when I was a kid watching her. But obviously she's a lot older. But when I went up to her table and I was asking her about how working with William Shatner and everything, and she was really happy to talk about this. I think this is one of the things she would love to do, was act in the Star Trek episode. And she said she had a huge crush of William Shatner, but at that time, what young girl didn't? But she said to me, when I was talking to her, she's like, you're a really good boy, aren't you? And I'm like, yep. She told me to tell my mother that she raised me right. So I will do that, Kim Darby. I'll do that for you. You're awesome.
Nice hearing from you, Carlos.